These are 10 features I'd like to see if Wrestling Revolution got the remake it needs. For one, instead of bullying your way into someone else's show, you should be able to start your own from scratch. You'd start as a new promotion with little popularity and a low budget. For the location, venues should cost money. You should have to grind it out in underground areas before being able to put on shows in stadiums. Being able to scout new talent would be a game changer. There would be a handful of generated characters all looking for a chance to shine. You'd select a rookie to give a shot to and sign them to your company. It would be a lottery. You'd either sign some low-level jobber or the next big thing. Either way, you'd have an organic roster you can say you've built from the ground up. Each week, the pool would refresh with new faces, keeping the world new and alive. It's not just wrestlers that make the show, though. Backstage staff are just as crucial. Different staff will play different roles in running operations. Scouting agents could have connections to better rookies in the talent pool. Security guards can keep your wrestlers protected from both other wrestlers and angry fans. Things could get pricey at this point, so there should be extra options for managing finances. The main one being ticket sales. The truth is that $12 tickets just aren't realistic in this age. Any scroll through the WWE subreddit will confirm that. Admission prices should be as high or low as you wanted. Sure, you'd lose fans for overcharging, but that's the trade-off that comes with the freedom. There would be more motivation to move up to the big arenas and stadiums. The fans would be willing to pay more. And you'd have variety in sales as you unlocked extra seating options. To not sell concessions at shows would be a federal crime. If all else fails, serving good food is always a way to win over the fans. You'd buy concession stands that unlock different levels of items to sell. Buying a restaurant, for example, would let you sell some good meals. And of course, upcharge the menu prices. You'd start off selling cheap snacks and could work your way up to premium concessions. The better the quality of the food, the more the fans would be willing to pay. Once you've got life all figured out backstage, you'd move on to the show. In wrestling, even a 5-star match can be forgettable without a good storyline behind it. Planning storylines can add excitement to your show and boost your ratings. You'd choose your wrestlers and decide what type of story to go for. There would be typical rivalries with backgrounds that tell your fans what to expect. How you work the story would matter. Casting 2 old men in a past versus future storyline wouldn't do too well. In addition to rivalries, you'd have open-ended storylines, which focus on one star or a team. Maybe you want to center the show around a monster champion who just can't be defeated, or a dominant faction taking over the company, like we've seen in many great examples from the past. Putting out good storylines would be one of the main ways to lock in the fans. Plus, you could hire a writing team to boost the ratings even further. For every story, it would be an interesting challenge to both maintain good ratings and figure out when to pull the plug on it altogether. The fun comes with seeing how the storylines play out every week. But instead of only booking cards full of fights like a UFC promoter, segments should also be an option. Segments are sometimes the best part about wrestling. There would be plenty of scenarios available to help tell a story. To build up heat for a bad guy, maybe he's booked in segments attacking others backstage. To keep a rivalry moving without a fight between the two, you'd book them in a promo, going back and forth on the mic. To keep things interesting, some segments might have different outcomes. So a promo might end smoothly one day and with a fight breaking out the next. Without someone critiquing your every move, you might not know how good or bad your product actually is. Sometimes you'll get tweets from wrestlers in Wrestling Revolution, but a lot of the time they are of no relevancy. Instead, fans should give feedback on your show to let you know what to improve. This feedback can cover everything, from the quality of your storylines to the prices of your beer and wine. But even if you disappoint your fans, TV exposure would let you reach many more. If popular enough, you should be invited to negotiate terms to get your show on air. PG ratings will determine whether or not the network allows extreme violence. If you're making the skull and bones symbol pop up every week, they'll probably make you tone it down a little. When your main show is accomplished enough, you should be able to run 2 brands at once. You could run a minor show like NXT, or just have your own brand split going on. All of this added to booking mode would give someone playing the mode a reason to never leave their house. But career mode deserves attention too. Roaming the map is one of the best features in Wrestling Empire, where the doors are wide open for anything to go down. Having free roam in Wrestling Revolution would be the step toward the game being perfect. Everything from putting in work at the gym to trying to apply that work against your enemies to the thrill of being somewhere random and having to rush to make your match on time would just hit different in 2D. Not to forget the storyline feature, where you'd be offered angles to be booked in, keeping your career even more unpredictable. To not only become a wrestling legend, but also to live out the success outside the ring, enjoying the fame, fortune, and misfortune would be all career mode needs to really bring the revolution. Out of these 10 features, which one would you be excited to see the most?